So what are the variables? Variables definition I am explaining. Reading in front of you that variables are properties or characteristics of people or things that vary in quality or magnitude from person to person or object to object. Means these are the properties or characteristics of people or things that vary in quantity or magnitude. Just as the demographic characteristics, personality traits, communication styles or competencies, constructs. In order to be a variable must vary, not be a constant. That is, it must take on different values, levels, intensities, or states. By demographic, we just simply say mention the gender, the education level, the age groups, the employment conditions, the nationality of the people, the geographic area where the people are living, income level they are earning. So these are the differences that one. If you talk about the age, if you calculate the age of the class of the students, all do not have the same age. There must be some sort of the difference, or even of the days or minutes difference. So variable, any entity that can take on a variety of different values, just like the gender, male, female, even the third one, self-esteem, managerial style, stuttering, severity, attributes, values, and levels are the variations in a variable. Attribute is called the political party. Value means, just suppose, Democratic, Republican, Independent. Attribute, self-esteem, level, high, medium, low. These are the differences. That political, if you ask from the people that what political party you support, people have the different opinion. These are the values that, if suppose in American case, that we have the three different opinions. That self-esteem, some people have the high self-esteem, some people have the medium self-esteem, some people have the low self-esteem. Means all do not have the same. Now, variables are of the different types. Independent variables. The variable that is manipulated either by the researcher or by nature or circumstance. Independent variable is that one which is manipulated. Independent variables are also called stimulus input or predictor variables, analogous to the cause in a cause-effect relationship. Then another one is the dependent variable. A dependent variable, a variable that is observed or measured and that is influenced or changed by the independent variable. Dependent variables are also known as response or output or criterion variables, analogous to the effect in cause-effect relationship. Relationship among the variables. There are differences in kind, degree, relationship, correlations, positive correlationship, there is a negative correlationship, no or neutral correlationship. Means the relationship varies from variable to variable. Difference is also in the kind and the degree. How have we searched for truth? We search the truth from the tradition or custom. We search the truth by asking from someone who has the authority. We search the truth from our personal experience. Fourth one is the deductive reasoning when we conduct the research, or just we have some sort of the ideas, deduce. And the fifth one is the scientific inquiry, means the research. So these are the different ways or methods through which we search the truth. That if someone wants to know the reality or truth, these are the different sources from where you can consult. So nature of the research. In this slide, I am discussing with you about the nature of the research. Research must be systematic, ordered structure of inquiry. First point of the research that it should be, or it must be systematic, must have the order in the structure of the inquiry. Logical. The second point, a very important point of the research, that it must be logical. The process to evaluate conclusions strong. Whatever the conclusions we are drawing, it must be drawn from the proper process. That whatever the process we are using to conclude, to reach conclusion, must be reliable or they must be proper. The third one is the empirical. Collection of data, facts, experience, etc. on which to base decisions. That research must be based on the empirical data. The data we collect about the facts, about the experiences, and on these facts and the experiences are on this data, we base our decisions. Our researchers, they base their decisions. Then the reductive. Research must be reductive. It means individual events data are used to establish general relationships. The researcher has to collect the data about the individual events, because we cannot collect the data about each and every event. On the basis of the individual events, we establish general relationship among the variables or the events, that what is the relationship or what will happen. And then another one is the replicable. Research must be replicable. A process is recorded so findings and procedures can be tested again. Whatever the process we are applying, and it is recorded into the books or into the various sources, that if we test again the same situations, so we get the same or similar answers. So these are the various important parts of the nature of the research, that research must be systematic, logical, empirical, reductive, and replicable. Now, in this slide, we are discussing about the deduction and the induction. Deductive means using logic from general to specific. We start from the general opinion, general idea, by using our logic or our experience, often used for generating our hypothesis in research. We base our logic or thinking or experience knowledge to generate the hypothesis in research. And in inductive, we start from specific to general. We start from a particular case and we generalize, relate it with the general. So general conclusions based on many specific observations. When we conclude generally, that it must be based on the many individual or specific observations. So integration of these forms is called the scientific method. So to further explain the deduction and induction, deduction is the using of general facts to rationally arrive at a more specific conclusions. Just these are few examples. All ravens are black. Molly is a raven, therefore Molly is a black. Contrast. All ravens are black. My laptop there is black, therefore my laptop is a raven. Another one, I am a nobody and nobody is a perfect, therefore I am a perfect. These are few examples. Induction. Induction moves from the specific to general. Suppose cat A has a tail, cat B has a tail, cat C has a tail, cat D has a tail. Therefore, all cats have tails. Means here we have used the general. The specific cases we have observed or checked or tested the different cats, 4 cats, and on the basis when we have found that all 4 cats have the tails, so we have simply concluded that all cats have the tails. So here in induction we start from the specific cases and we generalize. But in the deduction we start from the general knowledge, general facts, and then we develop some hypotheses or conclusions on the basis of the general observations. That all ravens are black means all the ravens they are black, and the Molly is one of the black is a raven. Molly is a raven, therefore Molly is a black, because we have said that all ravens are black and Molly is a raven, so it's very much necessary that he must be the black. And in contrast, all ravens are black, my laptop is black, therefore my laptop is a raven. I am a nobody and nobody is a perfect, therefore I am a perfect. So these are the few examples of the deduction. Means in deduction we develop our hypothesis from the general observations. We don't have the particular space. We are not starting with the specific cases, but in case of the deduction we study the individual cases, specific cases, and then we conclude. So the deduction, in this slide again we continue the discussion of the deduction and induction. Deductive reasoning usually explains. Through the deductive reasoning we try to explain, and through inductive reasoning we usually predicts. Means explanation and the prediction. So the science is deductive and inductive. The premises are inductively validated and the conclusion is deductively reached. The deductive-inductive approach is also called functionalism. Deductive reasoning, simply we start from the theory, we develop different postulates, replications of results leads to the formulation of a law, hypothesis 1, hypothesis 2, hypothesis 3, 4, 5, and we compare the reality. Means through this one there takes place the comparison of the reality. That in the deductive we have the theory, from that theory we develop the hypothesis, and then we try to reach the conclusion. But in the inductive we begin from the bottom, begins with the observations, observation 1, observation 2, then from these observations we develop the hypothesis 1, 2, 3, 4, and tie the hypothesis together, then more general explanations developed, and then from these explanations we develop the theory. So in the deductive we start from the top and to reach the bottom, and in the inductive we start from the bottom and reach to the theory. So deduction and induction, the process of deduction start from the theory, then we develop the hypothesis, collect the data, and reach the findings. From the findings, we check whether the hypotheses are confirmed or rejected. On the basis of the confirmation or rejection of the hypothesis, we review the theory. But in induction, we state the question, first one, then we have the observation, we make the observation. From the knowledge of that observation, we develop some hypothesis, then we test that and analyze that data, whatever the data we have collected about the hypothesis. Then we draw the conclusion. On the basis of that conclusion, we develop the theory. So means in the induction, we are just simply climbing the hill. So deduction and induction again, theories, hypothesis, observation, empirical generalizations, theories. So this process just moves in a circle. So here we compare the deduction and the induction. The deduction emphasizes scientific principles moving from theory to data. It uses scientific principles moving from theory to data, the need to explain causal relationship between the variables, the collection of the quantitative data, the application of controls to ensure validity of data, the operationalization of concepts to ensure clarity of definition, a highly structured approach, researchers' independence of what is being researched, the necessity to select samples of sufficient size in order to generalize conclusions. In the induction, gaining an understanding of the meanings humans attach to events, a close understanding of this research context, the collection of qualitative data, a more flexible structure to permit changes of research. Emphasis is that research progresses, a realization that the researcher is not part of research process, less concerned with the need to generalize.